Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another podcast. I'm your host, Phoebe, and today we have two very special guests, and I'm sure you might have seen them already in school. They are head students from last year, Charlotte and Joe. Would you please introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Charlotte, and I am the past head student.
And I'm Joe, and I'm also a head student.
And I think we have to explain what we're wearing right now a little first. There's like mud, there's paint, there's sweat, a lot of stuff. So we did just finish our sports day today. So we're a bit drained out, but we still committed to the podcast. Yep. And let's see, should we start with how you decided to come to BISP?
Sure.
So we were pretty lucky. It was a little bit after COVID, after it died down, but it's still in the midst of it. My brother got a scholarship here, and so we went from Samui to Phuket, and I just kind of came along, joined him as well.
Similar, I joined like during the height of COVID. I was in Shanghai previously, so in China it was like really getting quite serious, and then I was offered a scholarship to play with Cruzeiro here. So I came as soon as I could to just kind of get out of that.
Right.
Yeah.
And a little more about your background, where you're from.
I am from England, from up north. I lived most of my life in Shanghai for about 8 years, moving back and forth between England and China. And then, in year 9 or year 10, I came here.
Do you speak Mandarin?
I was four when I moved to China. I can speak a bit, but don't try and have a conversation with me. It's not very good.
In Charlotte?
So I was born in Bangkok. I mean, I've lived in Thailand most of my life. So I had, a few years in Bangkok, and then we went to Samui for a few years as well. But my dad's side of the family is French. My mom's Thai. So there's been a lot of traveling back and forth between France, Europe, and Thailand.
And did you go back there for the break?
Did I go back for the break? Not this previous one, but last time I went was summer. We go every summer, so yeah.
What did you do for your break, Joe?
When I moved to Phuket, my parents moved to Singapore, so I went to go see them there.
That's why you were in Sentosa all the time.
Yeah.
Like,
cool.
And should we dive into school now?
Yeah, sure.
Now that we've introduced ourselves.
Go ahead.
Let's go.
So let's talk about the IB diploma program. Let's start with subjects. What subjects do you take, and which is your favorite subject?
I take obviously English, maths, biology is my science, psychology, Spanish, and theater. And which one's my favorite?
Yeah, which one's your favorite?
It has to be theater for sure. Yeah.
Good choice.
Oh, yeah. It's gonna be the same answer, maybe.
English, maths, business, biology is my science, theater, and Spanish.
Spanish
is my
ab
language.
initio.
Yeah, ab initio all the way. And my favorite subject as well would be theater.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Makes
We were just missing another theater student now. Our other host, Nikita.
Oh. Yeah, exactly.
We're just missing him now. And any favorite teachers that you want to shout out?
Ooh, scandalous.
Probably
A bit.
probably our theater teacher as well. Like
Sandra.
he's really like passionate about what he does, and
Right.
it translates through his work and the way he teaches us. And I think that like when a teacher's passionate, it kind of helps the student be more interested in the subject.
Yeah.
Definitely. I would like to give a shout out though to
To?
my boy, Mr. Mahoney.
Oh,
in maths.
in maths.
He's
Is your TOK teacher as
He's
well?
my TOK teacher as well, but we don't talk about that. But
Maths.
but no, he's a great teacher, and he's helpful, especially when you can feel dumb when asking questions. If everybody else understands it,
Right.
I can feel confident that I can kind of ask him and he can help me out. So
That's
yeah,
great to hear.
he's good.
But we just finished our mocks,
Yeah.
and we had this little break after that. How did your mocks go? Any comments on that? Or
I think mocks went okay. You know, I
Joe's face when you said okay, just
Yeah.
I think everyone probably would have wanted to do better, but it's our mocks, you know.
Yeah,
so
it's mocks.
we have time to
Yeah.
work on it,
we have 7
have
weeks ish
work to do.
Yeah.
But I think it's good. It's a good like way to know where you're at the minute.
Yeah. What's helpful as well for, I guess, for mocks, a few points under my predicted, not too many. So I mean, it's definitely possible to get there.
Right.
Definitely possible. Don't know if I said impossible. But the revision sessions that have kind of been offered to us, I mean, I didn't really take advantage of them during the mocks. I think I went to a few and I saw that, I mean, nobody else was there.
Yeah.
And there wasn't much prepared. We kind of had to come with our own stuff to do. But I mean, for the sessions I've been to so far, like with business, with Mr. Schuster and things, been actually really helpful. So I'm definitely going to keep going to those.
Right. And any individual revision tips that you would like to share?
Well, I mean, I guess it depends on the subject, right?
Right.
There's a different way to revise for every subject. I think a lot of people could agree that like past paper is going to help.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot. But I think
mocks,
I think the main thing when it comes to revision and learning things is you have to start by actually understanding it.
Yeah.
Over just like memorizing,
Yeah.
you know, without understanding.
Yeah.
It helps so much.
I understood that for maths. Practicing
Yes.
past papers.
Yeah.
Helpful, but not really when it's not the paper that came up. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, as much as past papers can be like really just tiresome, like getting them, printing them out and doing them, it is, I'd say it's like the best thing you could possibly do.
Yeah, and it's great because a lot of the teachers are teachers like Mr. Chambers and
Mr. Terry.
yeah, they
Supply
print
them.
out
Right.
so much
Yeah.
for us, and it's actually really helpful. It's scary. It's like
Scary.
oh my god,
It's
But
almost overwhelming.
Yeah,
the amount
it
of-
is.
Definitely, yeah.
but it's really helpful.
It's really helpful. And the fact that Mr. Chambers has a whole website,
Yes, he does.
I think
he's
that's
cool.
amazing.
Yeah,
That
he
is
is cool.
He's a
amazing.
pretty
Yeah,
cool dude.
the commitment to that and everything, and how
Yeah.
helpful it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
And any other last comments on subjects before we move on to another a bit scandalous topic, I would say.
Well, now I'm curious about this scandalous
The
topic.
scandalous topic is kind of related to Joe in a way.
Factory,
Yeah.
The food,
Refectory.
yeah.
I think if people have watched Joe's Hatsurin video, he did promise the refectory food to get
Whoa.
better.
I said I would
he was
try my
voted.
hardest. And I
Yeah.
spoke to the faculty and they said there was nothing they could do about it. They were working on it as much as they could, but alone I couldn't do anything. I offered menu changes, possible like ways to change specific items, like the cheese. I mean, that is
That's really specific.
Every time I
It
hear
is
about
the
this,
cheese.
it's the
Actually,
cheese.
it is
always the cheese.
plastic and it's horrible. But I mean, there's a lot of students and
Right.
it costs a lot. So I understand why.
Yeah. And the
The
problem,
qualities and the amount the chefs have to produce and everything.
Yeah.
It like I there's definitely it's
You can understand- it's
understandable.
understandable.
Yeah. But there's like a few small details I think could go a long way to helping out their factory. Simply like putting in, like airport lines, with like the little ropes and stuff to check in.
Wow.
Like just there because whenever
Yeah.
I think they are working on that now.
yeah, because
Oh,
whenever we
actually.
go in, it's like chaos. It's like
Right.
it's like the Hunger Games. Like you have to.
Well, then I
fight
would.
for
Well,
your-
then I wouldn't be able to skip lines anymore with that.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, I could do
Yeah.
that.
I think mostly like the problem is like as a boarder, right? I think it's probably been more like the dinner and the
Please,
breakfast.
yes, I
right?
feel it does
Dinners.
progressively gets worse over the day.
Right.
Like,
'Cause,
Yeah.
like as a day
going.
student, I'm pretty okay with the lunch.
right.
The lunches are
It's
fine.
pretty good.
Yeah,
The breakfast is the
Right.
best. I think
Breakfast is
I think we
good.
start off the
Yeah.
best.
lunch is pretty good. Sometimes it could be really
Yeah,
good.
Really
Lunch
good.
is
Sometimes like
busted.
chicken wings
Okay.
and the
Amazing.
curries
Oh yeah,
are good.
today was really good as well.
Oh,
I really like
burgers.
today.
Chicken burgers are
Yeah.
good.
are good. Opinions on bake?
You can take it. I never go to bake.
Oh, you
Yeah,
never go to
I'm-
bake.
Yeah, I mean the staff at Bake are lovely.
Oh, they love
Oh,
it.
They
that's
try and
lovely.
learn everybody's names and they try like
Yeah.
learn some people's orders and so everything's quite efficient. The prices
The
have been going up
prices,
Yeah,
and
That's why
I can
I'm-
understand
the prices.
everything, but since I came here, like a bagel
Crazy.
with just cheese or something, cheese and
120,
ham,
110.
it's gone up
It's
in
gone
like
up.
massively. Drinks, it's always good, and especially because of the location as well. It's like very close to the
Right.
study center. I mean, if we have
That's
free
good
periods, we can go down and get like coffee
Yeah.
or some type of drink or a snack, which
Little
which
marketing
definitely helps.
strategy, really effective marketing strategy. During mocks, my money was just
My bank.
gone,
account. Yeah.
especially because they made the exams so close to lunchtime.
Yeah.
You wouldn't like bother to go to
Yeah.
prefecture. I think that was a problem. And a little more about IB. Do you have any plans that you want to share that you want to do post IB?
For me, I mean, it's still a little bit up in the air, but well, I know I want to study, like go into acting and theater. So looking at drama schools and acting programs, mostly in the US. But if not, I might go to
That's cool. Actually.
Cool.
She's just sounded so attractive just
Yes.
now. Like
Acting school in the US. you know.
But if not, I might go to France and stay in Paris maybe and start working, like auditioning and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Footballing in America, trying to get a scholarship, that was definitely an option for a while. Like, but over time, I mean, finding an agent and things, it's costly. Getting your videos and everything sent out and sent out early as well. And there's such a big competition.
Yeah.
I never was going for D1 because I understand the level that you need there and the commitment you need to have. So I was mainly aiming at D2 and things. But the more I kind of was working for it, the more I got a bit less, interested. And it didn't feel like that's what I wanted to be doing for the rest of my life. So like my new subject I took during IB was business. I hadn't taken that before in the past. And my mum and my dad both do a lot of business and things like that. So that was what I was going to pursue. So I'm most likely going to be doing something in the UK. My dream is to go to Bath University. But if I don't get the offers and things like that, then we're also considering Australia.
But you already got a few offers already,
Yeah,
right?
from a few places, but Bath is the number
But
one.
is that where most of our interns come from?
They do,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. Would you ever consider becoming an intern
No.
here again? Ever? That was fast.
That sounded
really
bad.
fast.
That sounded
No.
quite harsh. No, I think this was just a section of my life, and I'm kind of ready to move on.
Yeah,
from it
agreed,
and things
agreed.
like
That's
that.
true.
I haven't been here for that long. I mean, 4 years and things like that.
Okay,
So
that's lengthy. Though.
yeah, it's still enough, and I think definitely starting a new kind of chapter is what I need. Yeah.
And we're doing that soon in 3-4 months. 3 months.
We're doing
3-4
what,
months?
sorry?
Graduating.
Yeah.
Soon. So
Yeah.
are you excited for graduation? Or?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
No
Wow.
hesitating. No hesitation. Any after post grad plans, trips, anything?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
a few trips.
Planned? Everything
with
planned?
friends, stuff like that. So
Excited.
ready to be decided.
Can't wait.
Have you got anything set in stone yet, or
Not set in stone yet.
kind of just
But
up in the
probably by
air?
the end of this week.
Nice. Me and my friends are probably gonna go to Boracay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I just acted like I knew. I just acted like I knew.
Cool.
Ooh, so that sounds new. Like I don't know where that is.
Philippines,
Oh,
right?
cool.
Oh, Bora Bora.
Boracay.
Oh, okay.
Not
Yeah,
Bora.
yeah. That's
Close
what-
enough.
I was just hoping he would
Next
say
door
yeah
neighbor.
to like but like
I'm
he said no.
pretty sure it's in the Philippines. I don't want to absolutely look like an idiot all of a sudden, but
Like the islands.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
we.
Why am I acting like I know? Like
Yeah,
islands.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I know, I've
No.
heard of that place. Yeah.
Yeah, probably gonna stay with my parents at my place in Singapore with my friends for a week, and then go over to Boracay for a week.
Yeah, that's
Nice.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you guys like the spontaneous, like athletic type of like people to like go hiking and stuff, or the chill type of vacation
Charlotte?
people?
In general, athletic. I don't know.
What happened to
I
you,
don't know about
Charlotte?
that. I mean, what happened to my shirt? If you want to ask.
What happened
No,
to your
no,
knee
I
today,
like
Charlotte?
What happened to my knee today? Just had a little trip.
A little true. Yeah.
But I mean, I think like when you go like places like vacation and stuff with your friends, like it's nice to chill, but it's also nice to get up and do stuff.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know about hikes in specific, like maybe not, but like
maybe like for like a really nice view,
Like,
maybe. Yeah,
why not,
maybe,
right?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I think I'm quite lucky. Like me and my friends, we love wakeboarding and
Oh,
water
a little
sports,
extreme.
surfing,
Oh,
things like
okay.
that.
Yeah.
So especially like me and Vlad, he's coming on the grad trip with me and stuff.
Right.
So probably, I know in Boracay there's a lot of, I think it's like kite surfing and things like that. Windsurf.
Oh yeah, my dad.
That's a
kite
big
surfs,
thing,
yeah.
especially
That's
on
really cool.
like the beach where we're gonna stay. So I'd be really
That's
happy to try
amazing.
that.
That sounds amazing.
I don't think surf is too good out there, and they definitely don't have a wake park.
Right.
But it's a really, really beautiful island, so I'm sure we're definitely gonna explore it a bit,
Right.
see what's
Yeah.
out there.
I think we're wanting to go to Bali, and if we go, I would love to try surfing.
Right.
Love to try that in
right.
Bali. That'd be fun.
That'd be amazing. After your knee recovers.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Right in time
Yes.
for a
It's
surf.
not gonna die. It's not bad.
We never know. We never know.
After your knee
It fell over.
Well, I have to watch out for my knee first. But yeah, the reason I asked that is because we do have to do a lot of activities in the IB diploma program in CAS,
Right, yeah.
which is part of the
Yeah.
CAS program. And
Yeah.
and I just wanted to ask what you guys do
Oh,
for
yeah.
CAS. Creativity, activity, service.
We're gonna have to
and-
think a little bit.
Creativity.
That was like a while ago. Creativity is for me is this. This is it.
Yeah.
This is it for me.
This
yeah.
is also
Well,
This
could
is
you
good.
not, could this be
Creativity,
your
yeah.
project?
Well, no. You
No?
doesn't
Set
really,
it up,
doesn't
right?
really count as a project.
Right.
That would have been smart.
Yeah, it would be good.
Creativity, things like cooking. We're lucky that we do drama, so we
Oh,
can. There's like lots of things here, like helping,
Right.
Other
Right.
external like drama
painting
and stuff,
sets, like
Yeah.
helping out with
Okay.
set building,
Yeah.
things like that. Activity, like wakeboarding. I was lucky enough to
Football. Football.
football. Yeah, that's an
Football, yeah,
activity.
football,
Gym.
yeah.
I was lucky
Gym.
enough to go on the snowboarding trip
Oh, in
last year
Japan.
to Hokkaido. That was
I heard
insane.
you saw a bear. Is that true? Is that not true? I saw Jenny was going on about seeing a bear.
We never saw a bear.
Okay.
Never.
False story. Okay.
Definitely not.
Okay. I can't go to Japan now then. Okay.
Maybe
It was a
Vlad
false. That
was
was
just.
Vlad. He's attracting.
Yeah.
like-
It's probably
Maybe,
Vlad.
yeah. And
Yeah,
Charlotte?
no bear.
So creativity, yeah, like as Joe said, a lot of drama related stuff. Like I did external productions and stuff, and then I also do dance, which I'm lucky enough it counts for all three, because I teach kids dance, but I volunteer, so it's service,
Right.
and then it's an activity and creativity. So
That's cool.
That's perfect then.
yeah,
Three
it's
in one,
perfect. Yeah.
What type of dance is it?
It's so I teach kids ballet, but I learn contemporary dance. It's like contemporary and a mix of jazz as well. Then activity, goodness, I don't even remember. Oh, last year I did quite
running track.
yeah. Last year I did a bit of like gym and stuff, so I would use that for activity, and then like service. I think just whenever I volunteered for anything,
Beach
like
cleaning,
Beach
things like
cleaning,
that.
yeah. And like, you know, like as head student we did a lot of things like
Yeah.
and so I kind of try to like
Right.
incorporate that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, stuff like that.
And do you want to share more about your cast project?
Yeah.
You're comfortable with that?
I am doing a thing called pensioners ping pong. So
Wow. That
Have
sounds
you not done it
new.
yet?
no,
What is it
well,
about?
It's in the works. We have
Right.
it sorted out and ready to go and things. So in England, my grandmother goes down to this like sports center, elderly sports center area, and they play like all types of game like bowling and things.
Right.
Not 10-pin bowling, like the
Right.
No.
Right.
no, yeah, they're not like getting strikes or anything.
Like grandma.
So I spoke to a company and rented 2 ping pong tables, and I've rented out their center for a day. And then I'm gonna invite my grandmother and all of her friends, like Jude
Here?
and no.
over there.
Over in
Okay.
England. And yeah, I'll
cool.
charge them £1 to play and things, and then the pound, like the money, I'll probably put back into the center or local kind of elderly
nice.
homes
Oh,
and
that's
things
so
like
cool.
that.
That's nice.
That's actually
Cute.
cool, yeah.
And you'd be
That's
surprised,
unique
like,
and everything.
They're
That's amazing.
really good at ping pong. They're seriously,
Oh my god.
they get competitive.
You
Like
have to bring them to boarding then.
Yes, I
Right.
think that's
Remember
where
we
I
play some
practice.
table tennis, little
They
ping
get
pong.
pretty mad because I like to like
Right.
really
they
go
play
Just to
hard.
get into it.
The football
Oh,
thing as
the
well.
futsal.
What is it called?
Is it football?
Football?
Football, yeah.
Football? I think
Football?
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not futsal.
Foosball.
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 Foosball. Yep. Futsal.
Football.
Foosball. It's just turning.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really excited for that.
All right. And Charlotte?
We did something last year where we started like a ring pool collection where we set up outside of Bake like some containers sorted into the different house teams, like the color teams, and it was kind of a competition, and those ring pools were shipped to the pollution control department of Thailand and melted for the aluminum to make prosthetics for
Oh,
people
so
in need.
cool.
Jeez.
Yeah,
That's so cool.
I mean, we
That's
didn't melt
really
them as
cool.
ourselves.
Oh yeah.
In like
Still,
that.
it's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah, and so last year, because it was just starting up, we collected like 1.3K ring pools, which was pretty good.
That's massive.
And yeah, we're hoping to kind of pass on the
Right.
project to the next
The
year.
legacy.
Next year.
Yeah,
The next year
exactly.
12s. Yeah.
Keep it running.
Talking about year 12s, we've just recently had 2 new head students.
Yeah.
And I do feel like all 3 of us applied to head students, so I think we can talk about the process a
yes.
bit. And
I
my
loved your video.
my video was inspired by Ariana Grande.
Yes.
Did you have like a bunch of like edits and things?
Well, yeah. Well, I was a bit ambitious about that.
I
went a little
liked it. I really
overboard.
enjoyed it.
I asked Nikita and everything. I
Yeah.
featured Nikita in the first part.
Yeah.
Asked him to pretend he was pregnant and everything for the plot. Like, yeah, I was a bit ambitious about that. But yeah, let's go on a little about the process of applying to be a head student. I think they did mention it in huddles first.
Yeah. You definitely.
It was so long ago.
The
It
huddles.
was a long
Were you-
time ago. I
We
think so.
were. I know I was a huddle leader for
Oh,
a little bit.
Yeah. No, but the actual process of applying and stuff.
Mhm,
They
yeah.
announced it.
They announced it,
They announced
in
it
the
during
huddle.
huddles and things like that.
Yeah.
And
But they also announced like everything all at once. So like house captains,
Oh, house
head
captains,
of
leader,
SAC and all those things.
well-being,
Well,
And
yeah,
then
shine,
head students.
yeah.
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 So
you can apply to multiple.
yeah,
Yeah,
so the first I think they kind of prioritized the applications of the head students.
Yeah.
And so there were quite a few contestants last year, but I heard there were a lot this year. I heard there
I
were quite
believe
a lot
so.
this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
And so there was you had to send in you had to send in a
Personal statement type
personal
of
statement.
essay.
pretty
Statement,
much.
yeah.
Yeah.
Clip.
And then
A
we had
video
to-
clip.
video clip, and then once we were shortlisted, we had to do interviews.
Interviews.
Yeah.
Oh my
They
god,
were
that
fun.
was
Was it
I was so
nerve-wracking?
nervous.
Oh,
no.
I loved them.
You loved
They were
it.
really fun.
Yeah.
Did you talk about the
Yours went
refectory?
well, right?
Yeah.
Well, they. I remember one question. I don't know if they asked the same questions, but they said if you had like an unlimited budget
Yes, yeah.
with this, if you had an unlimited
What
budget
were
with
your
the school,
answers?
what would your first and like main choice be to like
Right.
put the money into to fix? And I went on for like an hour. I was
Actually,
like,
about the refectory food or
refectory, but I was also like the gym, the changing rooms and things like that. Yeah, they had to stop me at one point. 'cause
Wow.
I just kept
They
saying,
just kept going.
I kept saying like, what I would do with
going.
it. Yeah.
That's interesting. And actually, I wish I got to hear your interview, how it went. Because like when I got asked that question, what did I say? I said more like working with like external like collaborations and stuff, like running
orphanages.
workshops. Oh, I mean, I don't know if I mentioned anything like that, but running workshops, with external organizations and individuals, or like even like start like an exchange program or something.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
That would be fun,
That'd be
wouldn't
so
it?
cool.
That'd be so
I think
cool.
this podcast is just like a risk like session for Charlotte. right now. She just keeps sounding like so cool with her answers. Like this is gonna attract everyone at this point.
I can just go.
No, your answers was good. Your answers are cool too. Like they were solid. They were solid points. Like the gym, like the lockers, they were all
No,
like
yeah.
solid, like
I do
valid
agree,
points.
yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I got
No, no.
I got a little distracted by that.
Yeah.
So, did you enjoy your time being head students? Were there a lot of responsibilities? Were there a lot of fun?
Yeah. I mean, it was really helpful. I mean, especially for university applications.
Right, yeah.
I think that was like a big thing that everybody realized and things whilst applying, like it would be quite beneficial on like a CV and things. But whilst doing it, I mean, I had a lot of fun. I managed a team of 10 people, like all the house captains and things. So we did like the Golden Smile, the Golden Miles, Barn Days, and then a lot of events like during lunchtimes and things like that. It was really, really helpful, and we definitely would not have been able to do as well as we did if it wasn't for Mrs. Crossland. She was brilliant. She was a great leader for us all, just to kind of push us and things, because I know a few of the head students, like not head students, house captains, you know, they were kind of just not doing as much. But when Miss Crossland kind of prompted them, I mean, we did amazing. We had some really great things to do.
Yeah, and you got a lot of people involved as well, so I think that was good. Like
the dunk tank.
Yeah,
that was
everything
pretty
like
cool.
that. Yeah. On my end, I was managing the academics, events, and well-being of the school, so a little bit more on the academic side. And yeah, it was fun, but it was busy.
Yeah,
it was a lot, you know, it, like to balance out with everything else as well. Like, you know, we had our deadlines, everything, but then there were meetings to attend, and there were like events to organize. But like, it kind of gets me going. Like, it's like it's pretty exciting, you know.
Do you think it's important? Oh, sorry, my bad. I cut you off. Go on.
No, I was just gonna say, like there was definitely some times when I was kind of cursing it. I was like,
oh no.
Maybe we had like an E thing or like a football tournament, and then like maybe the day before or the day of, like when we've got a lot going on, it might have been like, could you pop here for a meeting so we can discuss plans for like the next few
you can't
months?
really say no to like the principal.
And obviously, like I mean, that's what we're there for. So there's, you know, we went there, we did it, we knew what we were getting into. But there was a lot of work, and balancing that with like after school, sometimes like with football and things like that. I missed quite a few sessions, but I mean, my coaches were very understanding. They really like understood like I had a responsibility and things like that, so they let me off quite a lot, which was really helpful.
I do think being head students, you do have to serve kind of as role models or like leaders for like younger students. What do you think it's like an important like role in school as like a leadership role? Do you think it would inspire younger students?
Do we think it will inspire? I mean, yeah, I think like even without the title of head student, like now we're no longer head student, I still think that we have that responsibility to still be role models, you know? And I think that comes with age anyways, you know, for everyone. But I think it is really important to be able to like show kids like, you know, because they'll be in our shoes in not much time. So like it serves as an example of like how to follow suit, and that like maybe it'll be hard sometimes, you know, it doesn't always go great. Sometimes you have trip ups, sometimes you stutter during emceeing events and all that stuff, but it's all part of life. It's normal.
That's true.
Especially during kind of quite important events like end of year speeches or things like that, or during like Loy Krathong, you know, Songkran, we're emceeing all of those. We're sorting out presentations, ideas, and reading scripts, making scripts. And Charlotte was amazing at that. It really helped a lot. And I remember every time, like afterwards, like a lot of little kids and stuff would be like, "That's really cool." Like,
and that just keeps you going for like
definitely. And I know that, you know, maybe they would be inspired to then maybe try out for that when they're older and things like that.
And I think it's a two-way like relationship. Like we both benefit from it. Like we have this girl, Christy. She's a big fan of us. She's
gonna be tuning in right now. Then she might even be watching this right now.
She hi Christy. She like mentioned how like she wants both of us to like stay like fail IB so we can stay.
Wow.
I don't know. You know,
she's in the rock band.
Yeah, I know.
She's the lead singer of the rock band.
Wow.
She sings like Nirvana and things like that.
She's super cool.
Like at Soccer Sevens, she had a cast on and stuff, and then I finished the match, looked over at like the events area, and she's singing like "Smells Like Teen Spirit." I'm like,
Wow.
it's like rock, like
She's
she was
super
really
cool.
going
Mutual
for it.
then.
Yeah.
Like, both of you are
Yeah,
fangirling.
we're still
Yeah, she's
big fan of her.
super cool.
She's cool.
Super
out.
Bowl.
Shout
The
out to
next
you.
Super Bowl. And a little more about the new head students as well. Have you had a chance to talk to them yet? Or
Yeah.
I had a talk with the two of them, but mainly one of them because she's Amber. She's
Drama.
big drama student, you know, and we talk a lot about that kind of stuff. So I just kind of well, at first it was just like, how are you feeling? Like are you excited, everything like that. They seem to be doing really great. Like they've already started working on they have a lot of plans. They're super prepared. So I'm really excited to see like what they have in mind. Like they told me some of their plans. I don't think I'm gonna mention them. I'm not sure.
no spoilers yet. No
spoilers.
spoilers yet.
It'll be a surprise. But
I've seen like new editions already, like newspaper, like the school newspaper.
yes, yeah, that's one of them.
Yeah, we'll be
Well, they're
having
starting one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're
Oh,
starting
that's cool.
one. So.
Yeah, they're trying to find a name right now. There's a name competition thing.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
going. Yeah, that's what that's about.
I haven't had like a meeting with them as much as like with Charlotte, but I know Ember through theater and things like that. And the other head student's actually my boarding parents' daughter.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
right.
she's always in around boarding and things
Right.
like that. So I definitely see her a lot. And I know them both by reputation. They're very professional.
Yeah.
And they work really
Work
hard.
really hard.
Really, yeah.
I mean, they do everything.
Yeah.
The two of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't get to say much to them, just mainly when passing over the role. It was kind of just like,
Yeah.
I know you guys are going to smash it. Wish you the best of luck. Things like that.
Yeah. I gave them like one tip, like only one tip,
Yeah.
and which was that like you guys have voice, like you guys actually are the voice of like the student body. So make sure you use it. Like don't be afraid. Like the worst that someone can say is no.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So like put like forward all your ideas, and like if anyone says anything that goes against it, if you really do believe in it, like push for it.
Yeah.
You know.
Any advice you would give them as well? Any advice you would give
It's
them
like
as well?
Pinterest board.
Pinterest.
Advice for the new head
Yeah.
students. I mean, just enjoy it. I mean, there's a lot of work.
That too.
There's a lot of
Push
Push your voice
Let's
forward.
like that.
and have fun. And have fun.
There's a lot of work and it's a lot of sweat. But the main thing is just to kind of have fun with it. Do whatever you want with it. Make it yours. Make it unique. Try, add some new things you've never seen before. Take some things out if we don't like it. It's, they can do whatever they want. So just make sure whilst you're doing it, you don't get crushed by it. It's a big weight, and you need to make sure that you balance everything else along with it. But don't treat it as like a job. Don't treat it as something you have to do.
Right.
Make sure it's something that you want to do and something that you've pushed for, you've worked hard for. So have fun with it.
Yeah.
Are you guys done with all your head student activities? Is it all
Sort
passed
of.
down?
We've got the
or-
graduation.
Yeah, so
The
we still have to
graduation
figure
speech.
out the graduation speech. We still have to plan our last week of school.
Oh,
as
the
Y13s.
spirit, like the
Costumes,
dress up.
yes.
It's coming together. And we have to like the graduation ceremony and dinner.
Are we emceeing? We're emceeing the ceremony. No,
No, we are not.
No,
We're
Mr.
not.
Perkins.
We just have a speech.
We have a speech. Yeah, the closing
okay.
speech.
There you go. And any last comments about the BISP community as a whole? Oh, well, there's a lot to talk about in boarding. Well, boarding's a different topic.
Whoa,
Like, boarding is a little
Boarding
different
is
topic.
amazing.
Yeah, little like on like the school community, because as head students, you are like, we do like you guys do like
interact a
organize
lot,
it like
things like
events to make people like bond together, especially with the Spirit Week that you were involved in last time. So
One main thing that I noticed so much about the school community is how diverse it is.
yeah,
I mean,
that's true.
every dress up day or every event
Every
day,
in International Day.
International Day. I
Yeah.
mean, you just have such a range of students in from all walks of life, all from different places all around the world and things like that. And it's really amazing to see just how like many there are as well.
Right.
It's such a huge range of people, and they all are so different, like in behaviors and things like that. So it's really unique to see, and it's really awesome to see because they all give it their best and things like that.
I mean, I think like I have to say like being like when I was a new student in year 10, it can be quite intimidating.
Yeah.
It's intimidating to come into at first because you kind of feel like, oh, like everyone's
Already in their own group.
everyone's already in their groups, and like, I mean, it's a reputable school, right?
Yeah.
It's really prestigious, like the academics, the
That
athletics, the
things.
like all that stuff. So you kind of feel like, oh, like, I guess sometimes you can get imposter syndrome a bit, but I think what's really nice about it, and like what Joe said, that like it's so diverse, what's really nice about the fact that it's diverse is that within that like diversity you can find like your people, like
Yeah.
little like
Your
people that
groups.
really, and it's like there's so many different people that within the population there has to be someone that's
Right.
for you, you know, like
And it's always changing. I mean,
Yeah.
my bestest friends
Yeah.
are a bunch of like we're all Russian. They're all Russian.
they're all Russian.
I'd say
He's Russian now.
Yeah, they
Like,
I'm
You're
adopted.
basically
yeah,
them. Yeah,
I mean,
you're basically Russian.
Alexei, Leonid, Saveli,
I've always
Vladimir.
wondered, do they always speak in Russian around you?
Yeah.
And you just stand there?
No,
and
they're
just...
like teaching me Russian and things
okay,
like that.
there we go.
But they try their hardest as well. Like they acknowledge, and like on our group chats and when we're in person, they try their hardest, and they can speak English well. So they try their hardest to speak English because it also helps them just learn English from me as well. So it's a mutual kind of symbiotic.
Wow, a little
bit of
symbiotic.
spice there. I learn Russian, they learn English, and it's really awesome. Never did I think I was gonna be adopted by them. But I mean, they're like my brothers. They're like the best guys
Such a sweet
ever.
thing to say.
Yeah.
There we go. And we do have the dance now for the International Day.
Yeah.
Our little
Russians are
traditional.
dancing.
The Russians are
Yeah.
dancing as well. And we have our year 13 little Indian dance rehearsal tomorrow.
Yeah.
Am I in?
Everyone's in
Year
it.
13.
It's the whole year 13?
There's
Yeah.
which I actually haven't made the announcement yet, so surprise.
Surprise.
Wow.
You can watch it live. But we are actually doing other, like, not just Indian. We're gonna add some
there we
other
go.
like cultures as
cool.
well.
There we go. We're leaving the year 12s with a little
Yeah.
high expectation.
Yeah.
They can't outdo us anymore next year. Yeah. Step up their game a bit.
Yeah.
And a little about your football experience as well. How did the soccer sevens go?
I'll take this one.
Do you want to go?
Start.
How were the soccer sevens for you guys?
Soccer sevens, well, I've only done 2. I was gonna do 3, but I mean it was cancelled due to COVID, which is a big shame. My first one, I mean, I hadn't gotten accustomed to playing 7-a-side. My whole life I've kind of played mainly like 11-a-side. So it was definitely a different style of football, which I wasn't used to. And I mean, due to like the Cruzeiro Academy, we have a lot of Brazilian players. They're amazing at like short, fast plays and things like that. So I was in the B team and played well through the whole tournament. And for the first time in BISP history, I'm going to look into it. For the first time in BISP history,
That's gonna be the thumbnail, surely.
the B team beat the A team in the finals in
That's
penalties.
amazing. That is
And
amazing.
it was incredible. I mean, I have the
That is
pictures like
amazing.
as my wallpaper.
Like the full footage.
It was such a unique experience. I've never been in like an environment like that. I mean, in the finals, the whole school, every parent, every teacher, they were on the sidelines up against the line. It was crowded, it was chaotic, but like they were cheering for both sides. And in the finals, in the penalties, I just mean it couldn't have been a better ending.
That's
And it was sad because I mean a lot of people in the other team, in the A team, it was their last soccer sevens, so there was a lot of emotion there and things like that. And obviously they were sad that they, on their last one, they didn't win.
Right.
But who cares?
All that build up for who
But
cares?
no, it was sad, and they're all my friends, and I wouldn't wish that on anybody, because we train weeks prior, and I mean we've never lost, and the A team's never lost, so it was definitely quite an upset.
Right.
And the one we did recently didn't go as similar. I mean, I lost in the final against the A team, which was a shame, but they definitely,
second,
they
right?
we still came second,
Yeah.
but
So
To me, that's like
yeah.
still really
I'll be
impressive.
happy with third.
Yeah.
I'll be like fifth.
but they definitely deserved it. I mean, they were the better team, hands down, in every aspect. They did really, really well, which was a shame because I really wanted the double win back to back. But no, they deserved it. definitely. So
I
yeah.
think like everyone's really emotionally invested in like soccer 7. It's
Right.
like
Yeah.
It's like
not
huge
only the
event,
players but
yeah.
also like the spectators.
Yeah,
Like me, like I was
especially,
like like watching
Your brother's playing as
penalties.
well. and
Oh,
things like
My brother
that.
penalties were
playing.
nerve-wracking.
Yeah,
Penalties were
penalties
nerve-wracking.
were like
Imagine taking
absolutely
them.
yeah.
Oh.
I mean,
Heart
my
was
goodness.
breaking.
Everyone's just like God, like completely
Yeah.
like emotionally into
Dead
it.
silent.
So,
Everyone's dead silent
yeah.
just watching.
so I can totally get like the whole like being upset and stuff, but it's still amazing like what you guys
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
They train a lot. They work really hard. So
Thank you. So kind
I
of you.
think after that, I just didn't want to be a keeper at all. Like if I were gonna be,
Terrifying.
if I were gonna do
Oh
like
my
football,
goodness.
I would never be a keeper.
I have so
Pressure.
much.
Oh, the pressure's
I have
crazy.
so much respect.
so bad. For
So
them.
much. Like they just
Yeah.
kept going and going and going.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
And I mean, soccer 7 aside, they're small goals. So we are blasting them. Like, I mean, we are smashing them as hard as we can. And
God.
I will always respect the goalkeepers
yeah,
for what they do
100%.
in between the sticks.
They were
Like,
amazing.
they're
Yeah,
fearless.
they were
They need to be.
amazing.
And shout out to my
Shout out, little
my
shout out.
absolute legend Dante.
Aww.
Just he was an absolute legend and possibly the reason we won last year. But yeah, it takes a lot.
For the
Yeah,
B
he was
team?
keeper for the B team because he just came out of an injury.
Who was the keeper for?
Oh, who was
It was
wait,
either
A.
Julian or Matty.
Oh,
Okay.
Matt.
Yeah,
maybe,
I think it was Matty.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you, Dante.
Shout out from last
Yeah.
year. And did you used to go to tournaments in Singapore or Shanghai as well?
Yeah. In Shanghai for a small time, I played with Juventus and a local kind of team called Ebisans, which was linked to the British International School in
Right,
Shanghai. So I mean, we play every weekend. Definitely wasn't as intense and as committed as it was here. I mean, I think we trained 3 times a week max. I mean, here we train every single day,
Right.
sometimes
Yeah.
twice a day. It's like a lifestyle, and it's takes a lot to get used to.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a different game, especially in Shanghai, and obviously I was younger, so the competition was not as high. But I think it definitely helped like progress me, the international scene, having playing against such a diverse like group of players in Shanghai, you know, playing against the other international schools and things like that. I got used to like many different styles of play quite quickly with new coaches coming in and out and things like that. Which I think helped me adapt to the Brazilian style of football we play here quite quickly, which was a great help.
Right. Is it quite different, like the trainings from different countries?
Very.
Really?
Well, trainings, I don't know. There's drills and things
Right.
that, I mean, every country, I presume, would do and every style would do. But it's more about like the play style. I think as like in England, it's more like, I don't know, the long balls, through balls. Like it's not as much in Brazil, and like the style of play, it's kind of keeping the ball, passing it around, dribbling, a lot of confidence, a lot of like.
We understand this
skills.
so well.
Like,
Like
yeah.
I understand everything
Exactly.
he's saying, like
No.
dribbling, whatever.
Yeah, it's very different. And I mean, when I first came here, it was like a brick wall, like,
Oh no.
and I hit it
Like
hard.
culture shock.
It was crazy.
Culture shock.
Because I mean, I was used to maybe someone getting the ball and just kicking it down, and I'd
Right.
run to it. And I came here, and like, I mean, I was getting megged. They were chipping it over my head. They were passing it around me, and it was like, it was crazy. But I mean, thanks to getting abused like that,
Yeah. You're strong. You're
Especially,
stronger now.
yeah. And I mean, me and Atik were the youngest people to go up to the U18 squad. So I mean, we were young against like legends like Dove and things like that. Clayton, like really, really strong players. So I think that like really helped push us to where we are now, because we got kind of thrown in the deep end, and we learned everything from them and from like our amazing coaches. So yeah.
Talking about that, did you have any culture shocks when you came here?
Well, I've lived in Thailand my whole life, so
Oh,
not really.
I had a huge culture shock.
Really?
Like with how international the whole thing was.
Oh,
You didn't-
Like I came from quite like a conservative like school.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
like hearing the stories and everything, I just went, oh my god! I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
this is how it is here.
yeah.
A culture shock.
I'm not sure for me if it was as much culture shock, but I think, I mean, I go to the boarding school here. My
Right.
parents live in a different country. So getting used to that was, I mean, that was a whole experience. And especially, I mean, I came here during COVID, and I did not think that that was going to last as long as that did.
Yeah.
And my mother, bless her, an angel.
Shoutouts.
Shout out
Mum.
again.
Love you.
Shout out again.
My sister went off to university the same time I went off to boarding school. And the only reason my mum agreed to let me come here was that I could fly over to Singapore like every month and see her. I didn't see her for over a year because of COVID. And that, bless her, was hard. And it was hard for me. Like,
Right.
I mean, being in boarding,
new,
it's
right?
like
Being bored.
it's like a sleepover every day with
Yeah,
all
like-
your best
yeah,
friends. I
sleepover.
mean, it's awesome. It's
With
so
no
much
locks.
fun.
With no locks, but
Yeah. Yeah. So it wasn't culture shock. It was more just getting used to
right. Getting
being
used
in
to
such
it.
a different kind of life.
Right. Yeah.
I do think, okay, now that I think of it, the school I came from, in Samui, well, first of all, Samui is a pretty small island compared to Phuket.
Yeah.
And the school I came from was small school, population was like, I mean, at the start it was like, what, 300 students? Now, I don't know how many now, but at the end of it, it was like 400. And small facilities, small, you know, like, but it was, everyone was quite, like, it was kind of more like a family.
Oh,
Because there weren't like
so sweet. Bastard.
yeah, and like when I moved here, everything just felt a lot bigger and more like Phuket's a lot more like city like than Samui. Samui is truly island life. Like Phuket's a mix between the two, like city and island, I think. And like the school, like, you know, the school community, I felt like, to me, like I said, you know, it was really intimidating. And
Yeah.
You're a little more on your own.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It was really like, yeah, it was difficult at first to get used to it. But like once you find your people, once you like settle in, it makes it a lot like easier after that.
And we talk a little bit more about your IGCSEs as well.
Oh, you don't need to.
Let's move on to Charlotte. Let's move on to Charlotte's IGCSEs. Then, would you like to share anything about your IGCSE experience?
It's a while.
It's a broad idea.
been a while.
broad question.
It's been 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah, it's been 2 years. So, well, I mean,
Subjects you took, any?
oh my goodness, I took a few extra subjects because I did triple science,
Right.
and then I also did. Yeah, no. Now that I think of
Animal.
it, I'm like, I don't know why I did that.
But that was capable then.
My
You were
goodness,
capable.
chemistry like absolutely wrecked me.
Chemistry's-
But like it's
Oh my God,
completely
balancing the
changed-
equations.
changed my brain. But and I also did 2 languages. I did first language French and also foreign language French. And yeah, I think it went, you know, overall it went quite well. I was really happy with my results towards the end.
Yeah, I bet you were.
Yeah, and that's, you know, when I said like I came here because my brother was on a scholarship. My results, my IGCSE results led me to get an internal scholarship, which made me feel a lot better about being here. It felt like, okay, like I've earned my place here.
Right.
Like my brother earned his place. Now it's been my turn, done it. So
Cool.
yeah.
The internal scholarships work for the highest top scores of IGCSE.
Yeah, in the year. Yeah.
Okay. This goes wow.
I mean, all-
I didn't get first place. Rithwik got that.
Oh, Rithwik.
Rithwik, my God.
it's-
Rithwik.
Rithwik.
Can
like-
you stop? Because you're
He has to
you're
stop.
bringing the average up.
Like,
I don't like that.
I don't want to be in any of his classes. He's
Bring
gonna
the
bring the
great
great
boundaries
boundaries
back
like,
down.
Yeah.
please.
I'm just grateful. Little shout out. Little shout out again. And a little more about your acting experience. Seeing how you want to be like an actress in the future. Can you tell us like what you, like were you like in acting gigs and stuff like that before?
Yeah, so you know, I'm looking more into going into like stage acting, but I always, you know, in the future I would love to do film acting as well, and I've had experience in both, but more in stage acting, like, you know, in these school productions, external theater organizations. You know, it's like, for me, it's not, even though it's like a future career that I pick, it doesn't feel like it to me, because it's like I just have so much fun doing it.
Right.
Like it's like I love doing it, and I try to find as many like opportunities as I can to be part of those plays, you know, big or small. Like if I need to do something backstage or like behind the scenes, like I'm happy to, you know, or on stage, all that stuff. Yeah.
I do believe it would be cool if we had lessons for like film or like media.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
IB
I was
has
so
that
sad.
as a course, but we don't have it.
We don't
here.
have it here yet.
Film?
Yet.
I think a lot of people would have taken film. You know.
I would have taken film.
That
I'm
would
obsessed
have been
with it.
amazing.
I'm so upset.
More about directing, whatever, script writing, or like film.
Yeah.
I think that would be cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Any advice you want to give to like potential film students,
actors?
young
Well,
actors
I
who
don't know
might
if
be
I'm in
interested?
the place to give
Go on.
advice to actors.
Excuse me, you're IB theater student. I think that is enough.
One piece of advice, it's actually not coming from me, it's coming from Mr. Johnny, our drama teacher, is that this industry is a really competitive industry, and it's really hard, really harsh, because you know you get judged all the time, and you know you get a bunch of rejections, like you know you'll go to a bunch of auditions and then you could be rejected from all of them. But in this kind of career, in this kind of industry, you don't really have space to be harsh to yourself. You know, you have to take care of yourself. You have to accept yourself and your level, and you know, just strive to be the best, but don't beat yourself down if you're not, you know, because the industry professionals are going to do that for you. Like, it's going to be
That's a job.
They'll do
They'll
that.
do that.
You focus on taking care of yourself and working on bettering yourself.
Right. We're gonna see her on Netflix. I already know it.
Yeah.
In
Charlotte's talking.
she's gonna show up. She's gonna show up on Netflix. And you're gonna be where would you be? You'll be training. You'll be training as a D1 athlete while you're probably like watching Charlotte on Netflix. That's the dream. But I think I don't know. It's so possible to see you.
Oh, thank you.
If you can just envision her. Doing that.
Oh, I hope so. Thank you.
Yeah. No, I can see you as a D1 athlete too. See, I'm getting distracted again. It's working out. Yeah.
Entrepreneur.
Yeah. All right. Any final comments that you would like to add? Because there's one special session we do before this. So, okay. Should we talk about what we do in Phuket in our free time?
Oh, okay.
Let's go on about that.
Blame
Okay.
A little introduction to Phuket.
Introduction to Phuket.
Central.
Yeah.
Central.
I mean, that's like the big
mall.
shopping
I
mall.
think you guys as boarders have a different experience of Phuket than I do.
Well,
Yeah, definitely.
Like
really
for you guys,
different.
it's a school trip. Like every time you go out.
At this point, we don't really go on the school trips anymore.
No,
if we can
I think
sign up.
once you get to
you sign up.
Yeah, so I don't know, for viewers and things like that. In boarding, to leave boarding, you can't. It's not like free. You can't just leave and things because that would be a security risk and things like that. So you have to ask permission, sign some forms
twice a week.
Yeah, a few days in advance. For younger students, anyone below year 12, you cannot. Oh no,
unless you're a guardian.
Anywhere before year 13, you have to sign out with a guardian, whether it be your parents or a guardian that your parents have chosen for you. Yeah. Whereas in year 13 as an IB student, is it year 12 now?
We did sign out last year.
IB sign-outs last year?
IB sign-outs, yeah.
I don't remember that.
Did you not go out at all last year?
No, I definitely did, but I'm just trying to remember if it was IB. Year 12 or year 13, you get the option of IB sign-outs where you can go out without the need of a guardian, but you have to be back before 10 o'clock and you have to go out with at least one other student. So I think we experience Phuket in a very different way to someone other than someone that lives here with their family and things. Because I mean, we are in the boarding house most of the days, most of the nights, except other than weekends and holidays and things like that. But I feel like that's also a good thing because we kind of get those chances to make the most of Phuket and do like what we can, like as much as we can. So like some days me and my friends most days we'll go wakeboarding and then, you know, to the beaches and then maybe going out and then, you know, getting dinner somewhere, things like that. So it's always trying to find like new things that we can do to kind of fill in those spots, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it's quite different for you, or it's quite
yeah, definitely. I mean, I definitely have that like freedom a little bit more. Like if I want to go out for dinner, I just go out for dinner.
We just watched the refectory.
But yeah, because I also like live a walk away from the beach, so it's just like that is great. I don't you know, I don't take advantage of it as much as I should. But yeah, I mean, and like I think like I said, Phuket's quite
Mix.
City-ish.
you know, island. So you get the best of both worlds. Like you have the beach and everything like that, but then you also have central, like the
Malls,
city, like
yeah.
Phuket town. Like,
Yeah,
MRT
Phuket
though.
town's amazing.
Yeah.
Night markets,
Yeah.
everything.
yeah.
Do you think an MRT would be good in Phuket?
I've always said that.
I think
Right?
so.
It would be
Like in Bangkok?
amazing.
That would
Like
be
an MRT here?
amazing. Because that's what I was gonna say. Like, you know, going around Phuket,
Traffic.
it becomes the traffic, but also it becomes quite expensive after a
Right.
while because you know you're taking gravel
Yeah.
Yeah.
here and there,
Yeah.
and then it builds up. You know, the bill like comes out, and it's like
and
every time.
I feel like some good things about Phuket are that it's
no, we're
such-
moving on.
no, it'll be short. I mean, it's got such a wide variety of things to do. I mean, you've got the like, you've got like the incredible like views and things like that. I mean, you can go to waterfalls,
Oh,
you can climb
yeah.
mountains,
yeah,
the
that's true.
beaches. I mean, there's
Beaches.
tons of them, and there's so many sports. I mean, I know maybe this weekend or the following weekend, I know me and my friends are gonna go try the go-karting.
Oh, Josh
Next
talks
weekend.
about it
Yeah,
all the
Josh loves
time.
it. Is it this weekend?
Go
Somewhere
kart.
this weekend.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, yeah. There's the football
Go-kart,
Samui trip this weekend. I'm too old for that though.
Oh,
Oh really?
you're still
Yeah,
going?
Not allowed 05s in Samui. It's crazy.
Oh,
Well, not the country, but I mean the tournament.
yeah.
Yeah.
No
oh, so you're
fires.
still alive?
Yeah. So I'm
You're banned.
Me,
You're bad. Are you 05 as well?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my,
me,
we're all
Idris, Tika, not allowed to go. Such a shame.
Wow.
we're all 20 next year, right?
19.
Next year.
This,
yeah.
Next year,
this
20.
year I'm
20.
19.
Yeah, we're 19 this year.
20 next
So
year.
we
20
can't say we're
next year.
teenagers anymore. That's crazy.
I don't feel it.
Do you know
I
the
feel
audio?
14.
You're 20?
Oh yeah.
You're 20? No one has to know. That's what I'm getting from my cake.
Okay.
Yeah.
I already decided. Yeah.
That's creepy. Once we hit university, I think that's gonna be kind of
Yeah.
Once we
a
start.
big step up and things.
Yeah,
This is,
I think so.
I mean,
too.
coming here, like the main goal for me was a big boost in independence.
Right.
Like I really
especially in
want,
boarding.
yeah,
Right.
that's why like one option I really wanted to come out here to be a lot more independent from my parents.
Right.
And I mean, once we're in university, yeah, I mean you're on your own. Like
really on your
at
own.
least in school you have like schedules and things like you
Right.
gotta go to class by this day, this stuff, blah 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 blah. In university, I mean it's like up to you. If you go into class and
Yeah.
if you
It's
want
up
to
to
study,
you.
It's like
if you want to
self-drive,
do
you know?
yeah,
Mm.
which I mean I think I'm prepared for now thanks to being in boarding
Right.
and having a lot more independence, and I'm not relying on other people or my parents as much as like I definitely was in Shanghai.
Right.
So it's a lot more kind of on me here to get my work done and
Yeah.
make sure that I'm on top of my
think
my stuff.
Yeah.
IB definitely helps with that as well.
Yeah,
The
definitely.
workload and
the workload is insane.
difficulty and
horrible.
everything.
Yeah.
I think helps
Please.
with that.
Right.
Lower the workload, please.
It's a bit too late for us now, but
For the
yeah,
other
for
students.
the others, for the legacy,
For
for
the
the
legacy,
next.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think we've gone a little more than an hour, surely.
Maybe.
Maybe.
We've
I had a
gone
nice
over.
time.
We're going to make a guess on like the closest time because I have no idea what time it is.
What time
Let's
is it
bet. Let's bet what time it is. The closest person. No, looking for clocks.
I'm not
nothing.
looking, I'm not
The
looking.
closest
I have
person
the
wins.
worst like sense of time.
I mean-
don't
When
have
do
a
we
good sense of
start?
time.
What day is it?
We started at
The
like
time.
45
terrible.
past, 50 past,
Oh, 2:50.
2:50. Like
We
that.
started at what time again?
2:50.
It
2:50.
started at
2:50. I
2:50.
think it's like 3:40.
I think 3:30.
2:30.
I think it's. I think it feels. I think it's gone fast. Like I feel like it's not that long.
I just need to see it.
I'm
Okay,
gonna
go on.
say-
Say a number.
I'm gonna
Do you want
say.
to
thought
a
it.
number.
I'm gonna
You
say
just thought it.
3:29.
3. Oh, that's
Phoebe.
4.
It's 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Oh my god.
Sorry,
That's crazy.
Jamie.
Okay, there you go.
Sorry,
Now,
Jamie.
okay, let's wrap up then.
Yeah.
Okay, now this is a special session. You can do a shout out to anyone.
Shout out
Could
to
be your
anyone.
dog. Could be your.
Jeremy
We
Clarkson.
Shout
Top
out to
Gear.
some people already.
You can just do. Yeah. Oh, Joe actually name dropped a lot of people already.
No,
a lot
I
of
ju- I
shout outs,
said-
but
I just said
last final shout outs.
Oh, I don't know the guy. I mean, it's cool. He's
Hey,
it's like a,
if you're seeing
it's on
You're
this,
the-
seeing
it's on the TV. Yeah, Jeremy Clarkson. If you're seeing this, hi. I love Top Gear.
Usually we do it with
shout-outs.
people we know. Like,
Yeah.
Like who
No.
know us, but yeah, that works too. Yeah.
my boys,
Oh, you're
Vladimir,
Russian. You're Russian
Leonid,
parents.
Saveli, Alexei,
Mhm.
and then all the boys in boarding.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm. Any shout outs, Charlotte?
Shout out to my girlies.
Oh my God.
My girlies,
Boys
Mateo and
girls.
Ari.
Yeah.
And I mean, my family, like my parents were here on their podcast.
They were lovely.
Your parents have been on the
Lovely.
podcast?
Yeah.
They did the
Before me.
podcast. They were lovely.
Before
Whoa.
me.
I found
That's
out
so
more
nice.
about Charlotte from that podcast.
Yeah.
Like from the
Yeah, fair.
podcast.
I
A
love your
lot.
parents.
Shout out to
I
them.
love your dad. Well, I mean, I love your parents, but your dad's so cool.
And then shout out to my little siblings as well.
Aw,
I
yeah.
hope you guys are more like me when you grow up.
Oh, there we go. That's a strong blow.
Oh my
That's
God.
a strong
I
lasting
feel like I
comment.
have to say my family now.
You have to say something now then about your
Shout out to
family.
my
My
grandmother.
sister, me,
Grandmother,
I love
sister.
you. Mom and dad.
There you
I'll
go.
make sure to do well my IB, my
There you
final
go.
grades. Yeah.
Only a few months till graduation. That's
Yeah.
all I'm looking forward to. That's
Yeah.
it.
Definitely looking
Same.
forward to it.
And you do have to get your training, no?
Yeah, but
Or-
I mean, I've told my coach I'll
Right.
probably be a bit late.
Okay, there you go. Do you have anywhere to go after this?
No.
Okay, there.
Not really.
Let's wrap up then.
Cool.
Because I do want to go
Yeah.
nap or something.
Nap.
Go take a nap.
Recover.
Yeah. So today we had lovely Charlotte, lovely Joe as well.
Lovely show,
lovely for our podcast, our previous head students for year 12. And we're going to be graduating soon, my bad. And we're turning 20 next year. A lot of
Cool, drop
TMIs,
that in.
Yeah.
like TMIs dropping in.
Yeah.
But it was like really lovely to know about the head student applications, the whole process, getting to know them a little bit more, and a lot about the IB program and like life in Phuket in general. So yeah, I think today was a good. It was a good conversation. It was
Yeah,
really
thank
good
you very much
conversation,
for
yeah.
having
It
me.
was our
Thank you for
pleasure.
coming.
Yeah, definitely.
And this is where you say they would like wave goodbye to the camera for the last bit.
Thank
There
you
you
very
go.
much.
Bye. Thank you for watching.